Hello everyone, my name is To Perry. I am the CEO of BPerryFilms and Artistic Creator Academy. And I'm coming to you today to announce that I have one of 3 modules launching today. This will require all of your participation and for all of you to take action today. And believe it or not, my story started as a baby. And my niche is storytelling through film. And in order for you to understand what's going on with the business now, is for me to decode how everything started. And I encourage all of you to find your own story. When I was 3 years old, I started dance for the first time. I used to watch my sisters perform all the time, and I said to my parents, I want to be just like them when I grow up. And I got inspired by the Nutcracker, watching them perform, seeing the musicality, the lighting, the sound design, and I felt like I was going into a different space and a different world. And after that, I started going to performing arts schools, dance studios, and my journey through dance has evolved over the years. Taking ballet, modern, tap, jazz, African, and any other styles that there are. And I just felt nothing but hunger to keep going. Like I said, I started as a baby. And looking at some of my old photos just gives me different milestones of how my life could be and what it could have been if I made different moves. When I turned 8 years old, I saw the Alvin Ailey Dance Company for the first time, and I seen Revelations. I know, such a traditional piece, and it was not for Centerman and Wade in the Water where I felt immersed into dance. And I remember putting on productions in the space right here. And I bought my own lights, costumes, music. Everything was all done by me. I was choreographing, dancing, teaching members of my family how to put pieces together. And my uncle grabbed me by the side and he asked me what did I want to be when I grew up. And I said I want to be a choreographer just like Ailey. And he said you'll never be like him unless if you get outside of your comfort zone, because I was shy back then. And I said you'll see. And I kept practicing and practicing and practicing until I got better. I'm learning so much. I decided when I was 16 years old that I wanted to find out what would life be like outside of dance. So I spoke to my grandmother, just me and her, just having individual dialogue. And I was just mapping out the first business plan that I created, which I didn't know was going to be BPerryFilms. But I knew I wanted to open up a dance studio. I knew I wanted to get into film. I knew I wanted to help people. And the older I got, the more wiser I became. I started choreographing a lot of productions, being on the news, being in the newspaper, a few podcasts, and even winning some awards. And it felt very humbling. When I turned 18, I believe 17, I think, I can't remember the age that I left for college, but I had to think, do I want to pursue dance full time or do I want to go pursue my education? And I decided, let me explore education and see what I can master about dance. I wanted to learn how to read contracts. I wanted to learn how to negotiate. I wanted to understand financial reports. I wanted to understand how to communicate with people a lot better and get outside of my own comfort zone. And nothing is more powerful than education. I started out as a dance major, switched out to business because I felt like I was getting rewarded for my dance credits. We were only getting 1 credits for all of our dance classes, and performances were only a quarter of a credit. And keep in mind, you have to have 124 credits to graduate from college in order to fulfill your major. And I had to take 9 classes. So in the dance classes, that included choreography, testing, vocabulary, choreography, dance history, all that just for 1 credit. While my 3 credit classes, like my business courses, didn't seem as much laborious. And I had to make a deal with the dean of the business department to see if I would be a right fit for it, because he was very apprehensive about recruiting dance majors because he didn't feel like we took life seriously. So I told him, if I'm able to prove to you by getting all A's in all my classes, I would be able to fully transfer into the business department. And I was able to succeed at that. I got my bachelor's at Dean College along with my associates there. And then I decided I wanted to get my master's, but just in 1 year. So I decided to go to Cambridge College. They said it wasn't possible, but I said, we're going to make it happen. I'm going to take as many classes as I can and fill up my schedule so I can just finish in these 12 months. And I did, and I graduated with a 3.85 GPA. And I want this story to be like a testament as to what your success will look like, because I know as soon as you get out of college, it becomes overwhelming. You're trying to balance your loans, trying to find a job, trying to get respect, trying to get your first job outside in the real world, but people don't train you on that. I started To BPerryFilms because I felt like there was an opportunity for all of us to communicate a lot better through film and tell our own story. Being wise, being great, and being powerful takes time. And just like any of the educators out in these fields, it's important for us to be transparent about where we want to be and where we want to become as leaders and innovators of our own design. So during that time, I decided I'm going to do a podcast. I don't know how this is going to work because I'm not used to being on camera all the time, even though I've been on television. But I took that opportunity and started with the podcast, did a documentary on my grandmother, 1921. I recorded the film, and just over 3 years, edited the video in 80 hours within 2 weeks, not that long, and have it ready to be presented out to the public. And it was one of the first real life moments where I felt like I felt really connected to my grandmother. And if it wasn't for her, I don't think this company would have existed, because it wasn't until that day where I realized that film was something that I really wanted to pursue. And through that journey, I decided that I was going to offer coaching sessions, helping people through the video editing journey, finding out how to create content, whether it's blogging, video, or just being a normal person. I think we're so conditioned that everything has to be authentic, but everyone thinks authentic has to be nice, have to be smiling, have to be outgoing all the time, but that's not truly authentic. Authentic is being in your true self, being in that moment, expressing with tears, experimenting with joy, being angry, being you at your fullest potential. Sometimes we think outside the box and we feel like we have to condition ourselves to tone down a little bit, but maybe that's just not our personality. You take the Myers-Briggs test and there's so many different personality types. There's probably more personality types outside of that. And then we have to think about, are we on the lazy side of the spectrum, or are we on the productive side of the spectrum? Or are we just going through the motion? And then there's a lot of procrastinators out there, So I feel like in this module, I want to bring back storytelling into all of you and taking control of all these different options that you can pursue. I want to recommend that you take my course, Creating an Effective Business Plan. The prices will be going up on January 1st. The price of the class is $1,000. Or you can break it down to $250 for 4 months. That is a great offer. Stop thinking you can't afford it because you are the same people that be paying $10,000 for concert tickets or paying $1,000 for Louis Vuitton shoes or getting Coach bags. If you don't have the money, just stop spending. Save. Stop going to the club. Stop drinking. Stop doing miscellaneous activities that's going to make you broke. Invest in your future. This is an opportunity for colleges to actually invest in their students as well. I will have a link in the description box where people can buy in bulk subscriptions for their students at their institutions. This is an opportunity for colleges and also yourselves to invest in your futures. There will be many of you who may drop out of school. There will be many of you that decide that school isn't for you, so you're not going to go. And then there's many of you that want to get your master's, your PhD, your doctoral certificates, and all sorts of things. And a lot of you will have roadblocks, whether it's financial, maybe you have kids, maybe you're living overseas, and things get hard. But all of us all experience that, so it doesn't make you any different from anyone else. I also have a new blog called To BPerryFilms Experience on Substack, where I go further in depth on all this information that I am giving you right now, and I encourage you all to read to get more detail. And I also have a private community called Digital Space, which will be held on Facebook. This will be a free subscription. However, there is a paid subscription as well, where you get access to more resources. In Digital Space, you'll be learning about all things digital marketing, how to get into the right mindset, how to get into film, how to get into writing, and all the things that the digital world is all about. Being on social media is something different for me as well. Growing up, none of us really use social media in the entertainment field. And now having to be a part of that to grow your audience and get more engagement and connect with you guys is something that we all have to sacrifice. But I will not sacrifice privacy. But this is an opportunity for all of you to connect with one another and enjoy these lectures, enjoy this community, learn from one another, and being willing to experiment. Now back to the course, Create an Effective Business Plan. There are 10 modules. There are new courses, new lessons being added. There are quizzes, and you get access to me and your community. Hence why the prices are going up. And BPerryFilms webinars is continuing. I have 4 more presentations coming up, so I definitely want you to check out my website on the BPerryFilms website and make sure that you sign up right away. This is a great way to market your business, get your questions answered, and get some clarity as to what you're going to do with your career. So I want you to take action today and sign up, be a part of my community, and let's keep the story going. I want to hear about your story, not just mine, but I want my story to be a testament of what your success could look like. And I'm forever growing. So follow me at BPerryFilms on TikTok and Instagram, BPerryFilms Experience, on BPerryFilms Experience on YouTube, Bobby L. Perry on LinkedIn, and also follow me on Substack to find out more information about all things that are being added.